Hi, my name is Isabel, and I grew up in a mansion with my rich aunt Judith, who ran a successful luxury jewelry brand. After having her daughter Riri, she couldn't have any more children, so she adopted me as a baby. My aunt loved to spoil me, but deep down I always wondered if it was because she truly cared or because she felt sorry for me. When I was 5, I won a singing competition, and she gifted me a massive dollhouse. I was happy the entire day, until my cousin Riri ruined it. She was 3 years older than me, taller, prettier, and meaner. She had everything, but somehow my very existence offended her.
Seriously? She gets a castle for singing a stupid song? Meanwhile, I asked for a bathtub filled with melted chocolate, and you said no.
Riri, first you wanted a voice-activated mirror that only gives compliments, then a tiara for your dog, and now a chocolate bathtub? And I told you, she's special. Be smart like her and ask for something reasonable.
First of all, a voice-activated mirror that only gives compliments is actually a brilliant idea, especially at my age. It helps me build confidence, which is what you need to be successful. But of course you wouldn't see that, just like you somehow think a song from your little charity case is castle-worthy.
The words stung, but I pretended they didn't. My aunt always told me to ignore her, but it was hard when she made it her life's mission to make me feel small. I used to always ask about my mom. I only had one picture of her holding me, and I kept it with me everywhere I went, folded, worn, and almost falling apart. When I got older, things only got worse. By 5th grade, I had stopped growing. At 4'11", I was the shortest kid in school, and people noticed, not in a good way. Sometimes it made me so frustrated that I avoided everyone and spent time alone. My aunt would check on me, but I didn't want to burden her any more than I already did. It was enough that she had Riri as a crazy daughter.
You're like my daughter, Isabel. You can tell me anything.
Like. She said like her daughter. I knew she meant well, but somehow that one little word stuck with me. One time, our school took us to an amusement park. I was sitting alone when the new girl Daphne walked up to me. She was tall, confident, and way too friendly for my liking.
Why are you just sitting here like a statue? Come on, it's a field trip. Act like it.
Thanks for the motivational speech. Now get to the point.
Jeez, someone's cranky. I'm just asking if you want to go on a ride with me. I don't feel like going alone.
We got in line, and I was nervous but excited until the ride attendant stopped us.
Sorry, kid, you don't meet the height requirement. Maybe get your mommy to ride with you.
I wanted to disappear.
She's with me. I'm her older sister, and I'll make sure she's safe.
The attendant gave us a look, then shrugged and let us in. Seriously? This is your brilliant plan?
You're welcome, short stack.
From that day on, Daphne and I grew closer. We became BFFs, and it was amazing having her around, especially with Riri constantly making my life miserable. One day, when I was in the 7th grade, I got accepted into an elite summer camp for free because of my high grades. My aunt was so proud, she bought me a new car.
Why would you buy her a car she can't even drive? And even if she could, she'd never reach the steering wheel.
Aunt bought me the car for the driver to pick me up in it. Not my fault you're only good at failing and bullying.
How dare you! I'll catch you and sit on you.
Riri charged at me, but I spun away effortlessly, landing in a perfect stance on the other side of the room.
Oh dear, how many talents do you have?
Aunt Judith immediately enrolled me in a gymnastics team, and soon I became the best one there. And with every perfect landing, every gold medal, I hoped maybe this would make her love me even more.
Your mom also used to be a gymnast.
Hearing that made me feel closer to her. And from that moment, I loved gymnastics even more. But all this gymnastic thing only made Riri even more jealous. Instead of improving herself, Riri just got worse. She started sneaking out, wasting money on useless things, and hanging out with shallow friends. One night, Aunt Judith got a phone call from the police station. They had arrested Riri after she and her friends vandalized the principal's house and threw eggs at all the neighborhood cars. Aunt had to pay a hefty fine and cover the damages to get Riri out of trouble.
Oh, why can't you be a normal child?
Oh, you mean like Isabel? The perfect little angel who never talks back, never does anything wrong? Why don't you just adopt her and finally get rid of me?
Hey, don't talk to Auntie like that. She loves you. You just refuse to act like a daughter.
Shut up! No one's talking to you. This is between me and my mother, you charity case!
That's enough, Riri. I have given you enough chances, and you've always disappointed me.
And what about you? You got her home and forgot about me. I'm done being a second fiddle in my own house. I'm going to that fancy boarding school in France. Go ahead, let Isabel call you Mommy instead.
Aunt and Riri had a huge fight, and after a few days, Riri left for boarding school in France. I knew Aunt loved me, but I also knew no matter what, she would always love Riri more. And that was okay. Riri was her real daughter after all. Aunt tried to hide her sadness, but it was clear she wasn't happy that Riri left. I guess this is what they mean when they say a parent's love is unconditional, even when their child doesn't deserve it. At least I had Daphne around, but things at her house weren't great. Her dad was unemployed, yet he'd go missing for days and then come back like nothing happened. Her mom worked 2 jobs just to make ends meet.
You know what annoys me? Not just that my dad is a useless human being, but also a liar. He keeps bragging about having another family. We know it's all nonsense, but it still hurts. I just wish Mom would finally stand up to him and leave him for good. She's incredible and doesn't need him.
Yeah, that sucks.
Wow, that's all you've got? You're terrible at this, you know that?
Hey, I've told you 100 times already, and here I am saying it for the 101st time. Just come live with me. Aunt Judith already agreed. She likes you and thinks you're a good kid.
She'd think anyone is a good kid compared to the airhead she gave birth to.
One day, when I was in 9th grade, my aunt told me she had to go on a business trip for an entire month. I tried to convince her to stay, but she wouldn't change her mind.
Isabel, this is a huge opportunity for me. I can't miss it. Besides, you're a responsible kid. You can have Daphne stay over, and I'm sure you two will have the best time.
That night, I slept next to Aunt Judith because I knew I was going to miss her a lot. A few days later, Daphne came to stay with me. One afternoon, while we were chilling in the living room, someone knocked on the door. I opened it and saw a beggar standing there. She had a scarf wrapped around her and wore oversized sunglasses. But something about her felt weirdly familiar.
Oh, dear. God gave you a big mansion, not because you necessarily work harder than everyone else, but because luck was given to you. Keep passing on His goodness, and He will give you more. A few coins is all I ask to feed my children.
Yeah, sure. Wait here.
Would you be a dear and let me in? I've been walking since morning, just a moment of rest, and that's all I ask. I won't forget this favor. I'll keep you in my prayers, always.
I didn't see the harm, so I let her in. Halfway up the stairs, I suddenly remembered I'd left my purse downstairs. I turned back, and there she was, standing by the entryway, grabbing a crystal diamond decoration off the side table and shoving it into her bag. Hey, what are you doing? Hearing my shout, Daphne rushed out from the living room and grabbed the woman's wrist, stopping her mid-motion. I ran down and yanked off her sunglasses and scarf.
Mom?
I can explain. I didn't know this was your friend's house. I swear.
But still! Mom, you're a thief! How could you do this?
I'm not a thief. I ask rich people for help. And sometimes I take a little. So what? They won't even notice.
Oh my god! Is this your side job? Or is this the whole job? Begging and stealing?
How else am I supposed to feed you? Pay for your bills? You think that useless, worthless father of yours is gonna do it?
They started arguing, Daphne freaking out, her mom making excuses like it wasn't a big deal. Enough! They both turned to me. Just go. I'll talk to my aunt and see how we can help. Daphne's mom scoffed, grabbed her bag, and stormed out.
You don't have to do anything for us. I'll leave for now.
Then she was gone. That night she sent me a message. Things at home are chaotic. I'll talk to you in a few days. I didn't see her for days. I understood her though. I would never have judged her. I didn't want to pressure her, so I gave her space. At least I still had my aunt, and I was FaceTiming her almost every night. But one night, no matter how many times I called, she didn't answer. I remembered her assistant's number, so I called. She told me they had been searching for my aunt since that morning when she left on her private jet for a short domestic flight. They had lost all contact with the crew and suspected that something had gone wrong. My heart dropped. I kept praying for her safety, but a familiar fear crept in. The same hollow, aching feeling I barely remembered from when my mom was gone. Except this time, I was old enough to understand the weight of it. The next day, I heard the doorbell ring.
Miss me, cousin?
Riri had just moved back into the mansion like before. But what about your school?
It's my last year, and I wasn't feeling like finishing it. Also, I heard about Mom, so I came to be by your side, cousin.
How did you hear about Aunt Judith?
In case you forgot, I am her daughter. We talk. And her assistant told me the same thing she told you, so I immediately booked a flight and came here. Oh, by the way, I brought a guest. I hope he doesn't bother you. But if he does, well, I don't care. This is my mansion. This is my home.
Just then, her guest stepped inside, and I couldn't help but notice how familiar he looked. Is he your boyfriend?
On trial. I haven't made up my mind yet. He's my classmate, but he's a cutie, right? On a scale of 10? Solid 9, yeah?
I looked closer at him. My stomach dropped. The resemblance was unreal. He looked just like Daphne. His name was Nathan. Riri kept insisting that he and I were strictly forbidden from interacting with each other.
Never talk to him.
What if he is, I don't know, coughing and about to die?
If he's dying, you call me. Riri, an emergency! But if he's just coughing and clearly just needs a glass of water, then you call me, Riri, an emergency! See the difference? First one is Riri. Second one is Riri. Got it? Or do I need to write it down for you?
What's it like going through life without a single working brain cell?
Say that again.
Let me simplify it for you. You are stew. Before I could finish, Riri lunged at me. I started kicking her, but she knocked me down and sat on top of me, pinning me in place.
God, I've been waiting for this moment for years.
Jeez, when did you get this fat? No wonder you wanted a bathtub full of chocolate. You were planning to drink it. I shouted for the maids and shoved Riri so hard that she stumbled back, knocking over her boyfriend, who apparently had been about to pull her off me. He winced in pain, then she smacked his neck.
Man up! Instead of defending me, you just stood there like an idiot watching.
No, he didn't just stand there. He tried to help me. He was pulling you off.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He already likes me. Nathan opened his mouth to speak.
Shh! Is that your mouth moving? You don't talk, you don't breathe, you don't blink unless I give you permission.
Then she grabbed his hand and dragged him upstairs. What is she hiding this time? For the next few days, Riri treated Nathan like her personal assistant. He carried her bags, brought her breakfast, and basically followed her around like a lost puppy. I tried to corner him multiple times, but he always ignored me. Until one day he was struggling to balance a ridiculous tower of whipped cream, marshmallows, and a giant stack of pancakes in one hand, while clutching a bunch of papers in the other. He nearly lost his footing. I quickly stepped in, grabbing some of the toppling food just in time.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Nathan. I'm here if you need anything.
And I'm here if you need a punch in the face, cousin.
As Nathan walked away, a piece of paper slipped from his hand and fluttered to the floor. I picked it up. It was a card with his face on it, the words written in big fancy letters. Happy 18, dear. Wait, 18? How could he be in Riri's class if he was already an adult? The place felt suffocating, so I decided to visit Daphne for a change. But as I got closer to the door, I heard shouting and screams. I rang the bell and Daphne opened it without a care in the world.
Oh, cool. Perfect timing. Come, enjoy the show.
Inside, her mom was swinging a kitchen spoon wildly, while her dad sat on the couch, calmly playing on Daphne's iPad, the one she had won in her school's science competition.
You spent my last $20 on a lottery ticket? I was supposed to buy dinner!
It's called investing. You don't get rich without taking risks. And when I do, I'm moving in with my other family.
She swung the spoon at his head, but he ducked just in time. The spoon smacked the lamp instead.
She's always aiming for the head, but his survival instincts are getting too good.
Why don't you go steal some money, woman? Make yourself useful.
I'm gonna steal your kidney in your sleep.
All right, it's getting too graphic. Let's go to the park.
As we walked out, I couldn't help but think about how messed up everything was. Not just Daphne's family, but mine too. And all I wanted was to be hugged, whether by my aunt or my mom. Just someone who felt like home. Days turned into weeks, and I kept trying to contact Aunt Judith, but there was still no sign of her. With each passing day, the silence grew heavier, and hopelessness started to sink in. A few days later, Riri decided to throw a party, despite my constant arguing. Your mom is still missing. How could you even think about throwing a party?
I would throw a party or even run for the presidency if I wanted. That's none of your business, Shorty.
I knew there was no point in arguing with her, so I decided to use this to my advantage. Maybe I could get Daphne to come and meet Nathan. Plus, we could wear costumes. 1, to embarrass Riri, and 2, to get Daphne involved in helping me figure out who Nathan really was without Riri finding out. On the night of the party, Daphne and I walked in dressed as Riri's biggest failed dreams. I wore a bathtub costume, covered head to toe in fake dripping chocolate. On the front, a golden nameplate read, Riri's Royal Spa, where luxury meets chocolate. Daphne, on the other hand, had a giant cardboard mirror strapped to her chest that read, You are beautiful, Riri, every time she pressed a button. The room went silent for a moment. Then, boom, everyone burst out laughing. Riri stormed toward us, eyes flaring.
Isabel, what do you think you're doing? I know this is you from your height. You look like an elf-sized jacuzzi.
Then she turned to Daphne and smacked the button on Daphne's mirror.
Okay, this can stay. Mates! Catch that infant-sized hot tub and throw her away!
Next thing I knew, I was sitting in my room watching the party from the window when I spotted Daphne moving toward Nathan. She stared at him for a few seconds, then suddenly froze. Her whole body tensed. Then without hesitation, she whipped around and bolted toward me.
Not so fast.
Before Daphne could make it out, Riri grabbed her by the arm.
We're making a line. Everyone gets a turn to press your button. I want to reinforce the saying that I'm very beautiful until it becomes an absolute truth.
By the time Daphne finally broke free, half an hour had passed. She burst into my room gasping like she had just run a marathon.
He just looks like a lost brother.
Then maybe he is? Didn't your father always say he had another family? We spent the next hour throwing out every possibility, debating whether this was just a coincidence or something bigger. You know, I always thought Riri was just jealous and angry at me. But when Aunt went missing, I really believed, just for a second, that maybe she'd understand what it's like to live without a mom.
And then?
And then she threw a party. We were so caught up in conversation that we lost track of time until we heard voices downstairs. We rushed over and peeked from an angle where they couldn't see us. The party was over, and for the first time, Riri and Nathan were arguing.
How could you spill juice on the most important guest tonight? She's a modeling agent, and I invited her to impress her.
I'm sorry, Riri. I didn't mean to.
Oh, great! And what exactly will your sorry fix now? She's never going to pick me.
She was never going to pick you anyway.
What did you just say?
Nothing.
No. Say that again, you worthless idiot piece of dirt.
Before she could finish, Nathan suddenly shoved her, like even he didn't realize he was going to. She stumbled back, looking stunned.
How dare you!
She lunged at him, running, but tripped on the carpet and passed out. We ran down to her and called 911. Nathan looked shaken, his hands trembling.
I'm sorry. I didn't. I have no. I'm sorry.
We reached the hospital and Riri was immediately taken into the ICU. Nathan and I were waiting outside when this gum-chewing redhead nurse walked over. How is she?
She's stable.
Oh, thank God.
Wow, I didn't think you'd take the news so well. You're tough for such a tiny person.
What do you mean? You said she's stable.
Yes, like not getting any worse.
So she's getting better?
Oh no, not at all. Relax. I just mean she's not worse. She's exactly the same, unmoving, frozen in time like a statue.
God. Can we just go in and see her?
Yeah, sure. Especially since it'll be the last time.
What?
The last time she's out cold.
Stop talking riddles and tell me if she's gonna be okay.
Well, I'm afraid I've tried everything I could.
Let her continue.
And now the best doctor in the hospital is in the room looking after your sister, so yeah, she'll be okay.
I wanted to rip off the nurse's head, but thankfully Riri woke up and we all rushed inside.
Someone pushed me. Someone wanted to kill me.
Whoa, no one was trying to push her. The annoying nurse was fussing over her, clearly impressed by the wealth and wasting no time kissing up to her.
Well, looking at her injury, it does seem like someone really wanted to hurt her. The shock in her eyes. This is classic post-traumatic stress. She's clearly in distress. The human mind reacts unpredictably to such violent events.
Oh, so now you're a therapist too?
Someone wanted me dead. Catch them!
Riri slowly raised her arm and pointed straight at Nathan. Before I could even think, I stepped in front of him. I did it.
Obviously! Who else would be that pathetic?
Well, that's a surprise confession, and a short one.
Nathan looked relieved, but I also caught him glancing at Daphne, his eyes scanning her carefully. The nurse called the police and they questioned me, but in the end, they just gave me a warning and left. For the next few days, I just avoided Riri and her boyfriend, but things with my aunt were not getting any better. I wanted to do something, so I kept visiting the police station, but they told me there was nothing else to do and that all search attempts had stopped. Then I had enough. I decided to attract media attention and start doing interviews. People began noticing my aunt's case, and some even joined me in peaceful protests. Daphne was right there by my side. But Riri, she never tried to help or even fake being concerned. She continued partying and wasting money left and right. One day, after finishing my TV interview, I went upstairs to lie down when I ran into Nathan on the way. He kept his head down, only glancing up when he got closer.
Psst! I never got the chance to thank you the other day. Why did you cover for me?
I just had a feeling I should. Who even are you?
I just can't say yet.
Are you related to Daphne? He paused, nodded once, then walked away without another word. I thought about contacting Daphne and telling her, but I decided to wait a bit longer. Maybe she would tell her mom, and her mom was always unpredictable. I figured it was time to get back to practicing gymnastics. I had stopped ever since Aunt Judith went missing, and now felt like the right time for a distraction. Sometimes healing comes from doing what you love, especially when I imagined my mom watching me, proud and smiling. I pushed myself a little too hard in practice and ended up hurting my leg. The doctor told me I needed to rest and avoid many activities for the next few weeks. Perfect. Just what I needed. Staying at home was boring, especially having to hear and see Riri's dumb fights.
Did you forget about my nail appointment? Nathan, you've been too distracted lately. I need sharp people around me, fast thinkers, geniuses. If I wanted stupidity, I'd talk to a goldfish or Isabel. So I'm doing you a favor. You're grounded until you learn how to think smarter. Don't ever leave the house.
With Riri always out partying, Nathan finally had the chance to talk to me alone. The idiot had literally given us the perfect opportunity after forbidding us from even looking at each other. How does someone get stupider this fast?
My name isn't Nathan. It's Alan. I was in Riri's class, and that's how I found out that she was from this town. So I figured if I got close to her, it would give me an excuse to come here without looking suspicious.
Suspicious? Why?
Because I come from a really rich family. My mom's side, at least. My dad, though, he's a nobody. A total loser. And you already know who that is.
Daphne's dad.
Yes, I'm Daphne's stepbrother. My mom comes from a really rich background, but she fell in love with the wrong person and had me. Her father, my grandfather, never truly believed that my father existed and always saw me as a stain on the family. He never truly accepted me as his grandson and gave all his inheritance to my cousins instead. The ones with respectable fathers.
Wait, so your grandfather doesn't even know your dad is alive?
No. My mom tried her best to convince him, but without knowing where my dad was, we had no way to prove anything to my grandfather. Mom left a few years ago, and after that, there was no one left to help me uncover the truth. So I had to take matters into my own hands and search for him myself. It was only recently that I got a lead. My dad was in this town, but I couldn't come here alone. My cousins have always seen me as a threat, and if they found out that I was looking for my dad, they'd do everything in their power to stop me. If they found him first, they'd make sure I never did. I couldn't just show up without raising suspicions, so I needed a cover. That's where Riri came in. A rich, spoiled girl who wouldn't question why I was suddenly hanging around. All I had to do was play along, pretend to be interested in her, and make it seem like I was just another rich kid chasing wealth, at least as far as my cousins were concerned. Riri, on the other hand, thinks I'm some desperate, dumb, poor kid trying to break into her world. And honestly, that worked in my favor. So I posed as her boyfriend and came here. But it's been a painful journey.
But I found out you're 18. How are you even in Riri's class?
Well, I had to retake my senior year. All the drama with my family messed me up, and I failed the first time.
I told Nathan I'd talk to Daphne, explain everything, and that we would help his dad confess he's the father. I promised to do everything I could to help him out. When Daphne and Nathan finally met, it was awkward. But eventually things worked out, and her father agreed to go with Nathan to his grandfather and confess that he was his father, on one condition.
I might do it, but maybe you need to pay me $10,000.
All right.
I meant $20,000.
All right.
Daphne's dad started coughing, clutching his chest like a dying man.
Actually, $40,000.
All right.
Daphne's dad suddenly collapsed onto the couch, wheezing like he was on his deathbed.
I see the light. What I meant to say was
$50,000, and it's over. Daphne's dad immediately sat up, miraculously healed.
Pleasure doing business with you, son.
Nathan handed over the money, and just like that, the deal was sealed. Nathan also suggested helping us find Aunt Judith.
I have a feeling Riri is hiding something.
What do you mean? I know she's stupid, but not this evil. We should search her room. That night, we waited for Riri to go out, and the three of us snuck into her room. We searched everywhere, but found nothing.
What do you think you're doing?
We spun around to see Riri standing at the door, calmly licking Nutella off a spoon.
If you're looking for something to help you find Mom, don't bother. I already did. I hired expert investigators and they found her. Turns out she lost her memory on some island. I've been paying for her treatment. Don't worry, she's in one of the best hospitals. I just didn't feel like seeing her anytime soon.
Are you serious? We've been searching for her for months. The entire town has been helping us. Why didn't you say anything and save us all the effort and the stress? What is wrong with you?
And you were all very cute about it, very passionate. Gold star for effort. Calm down, she's fine. I'll give you the hospital's contact and you can deal with it from now on. I'm done. She never loved me. The only time she ever called was when I was in trouble.
Which is almost every day? She loved you unconditionally.
Shut up, Isabel. And by the way, Nathan, I know you're not poor. I'm not that dumb, but I did enjoy making you my personal servant.
And with that, she grabbed the bag she had already packed and walked out. A few days later, Aunt Judith was finally back with us. Her memory was still recovering, but after some hugs and tears, the first thing she did was pull out a worn-out picture from her pocket. It was of her, Riri, and me.
I remember you. You're Isabel, my daughter, right? Where's your older sister, Riri?